In this video, we are going to be talking about literal equations. So a formula is a type of literal equation. And all a literal equation is just that you have two or more variables in an equation. And to solve for one of those variables, you do exactly like we've been doing. You use inverse operations. Just sometimes you'll be able to add things together. Sometimes you just have to keep them as their variables. So let's look at some examples. So here we have 5v equals 2x minus 4y, and we're asked to solve for y. So I am trying to isolate this y. So I want to get that y by itself. So I see that we have some multiplication happening to the y with this negative 4. We have something being added to it with this positive 2x. So we need to get rid of this addition piece first. So I'm going to start by subtracting 2x on both sides. So I can't actually add 5v and 2x together, so they're just going to remain 5v minus 2x. And on the right side, the 2x and negative 2x cancel, leaving me with negative 4y. So the last thing I need to do is get rid of this negative 4 that's being multiplied. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by this negative 4. So the right side, the negative 4's would cancel, leaving me with just y. And on the right side, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute this negative to everything in the numerator. So that leaves me with a negative 5v. Negative and a negative make a positive 2x all over 4. So again, I didn't want to leave that negative in the denominator, so I distributed it to the numerator. And that is the solution for y. So let's look at another problem. So here we have 15 over v plus d equals 7d minus f. And we're asked to solve for v. So I need to go and I need to solve for this v. So before I can deal with this fraction, I have something before I can deal with the division, I have something being added or subtracted. So I want to get rid of this d first. So I'm going to take the d and I'm going to subtract it on both sides. So notice this time I actually have like terms of d that I can simplify with. So I'm going to simplify that. So the left side, the d's would cancel, leaving me with 15 over v equals 7d minus d gives me 6d minus f. So now the thing I'm trying to solve for is in the denominator. So I need to get it up in the numerator. So to do that, I'm going to multiply by v on both sides. So I'm going to multiply by v on both sides. And to help me understand that v is being multiplied to the entire right side, I'm going to put that entire right side in parentheses. So that is a visual cue for me to understand that that v is being multiplied to the entire right side. So on the left side, the v's are just going to cancel, leaving me with 15 equals 6d minus f times v. So again, I'm trying to solve for v. So I do not want to distribute this v because I'm trying to solve for it. And right now, the entire quantity of 6d minus f is being multiplied to v. So all I have to do is say, hey, I just need to divide both sides by this 6d minus f. So I'm dividing the both sides by that entire quantity, the entire parentheses. Because if you look on the right side, now I'm saying, hey, this whole parentheses is the same in the numerator and the denominator, and anything divided by itself is 1. So on the right side, that's just going to cancel, and I'm left with 15 over 6d minus f equals v. There's nothing I can do on this left side anymore. There's no multiplication, nothing I could add. So I'm done. This is the final answer. So when you're dealing with these literal equations, you're going to end up with these weird looking fractions, but they are right. So it's just that you can't simplify them any further like you're used to if you were dealing with dividing or multiplying or adding and subtracting with numbers. So I have 2 tries for you to do. So the first one you were asked to solve for A, and the second one you were asked to solve for Y. So pause the video and try. So on the first one, you should have gotten A equals the quantity of 2D plus 5B, all divided by 3. And on the second one, you should have gotten Y equals X over the quantity B plus 3. So if you didn't get those two, go back and rework the problems. Talk through it with yourself about each of your steps. Make sure that you wrote exactly what you said